Prime Minister Narendra Modi filed his nomination papers for the Varanasi parliamentary seat today in the presence of senior leaders of the NDA, saying he would continue to work for all-round development and welfare of people with new energy. Prime Minister Modi, who reached Varanasi and held a 6-kilometer-long roadshow yesterday, offered prayers at Dashashwamedh Ghat on the banks of the Ganga before proceeding to the Baba Kal Bhairav temple, known as the custodian of Kashi, where he offered prayers to the presiding deity before heading to the Varanasi district collectorate. The NDA leaders who accompanied PM Modi were former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, Union Minister Ramdas Athawale, Lok Janshakti Party Chief Chirag Paswan, Rashtriya Lokdal Chief Jayant Chaudhary, Rashtriya Lok Janshakti Party President Pashupati Paras, Hindustani Awam Morcha Chief Jitna Majhi, also Upendra Kushwaha was present, Anupriya Patel was present too, as were Sanjay Nishad and O.P. Rajbhar. There were also chief ministers of many BJP-ruled states. And of course, the big question certainly is, with Jayant Shinde, Praful Sangma, Naidu and Nitish, has BJP built a solid front in the form of the NDA? Will Varanasi's show of strength be a counter to the India Alliance, which has also done similar show of strengths? Let me go straight across to our guests who are joining us live. Jasmine Sandavalia, BJP spokesperson, is live with us. We also have Sujata Paul, Congress spokesperson, joining us live. Deshat Nigam, political analyst, is live with us. Gyanendra Mishra, political analyst, is also joining us live. Sujata Paul, let me begin with you first. It's a big show of strength by, of course, Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi, as the PM, of course, filed his nomination. But not just the BJP, the NDA was there in full force as well. How do you see the show of strength, and do you believe this is an effective counter to the India Alliance's shows of strength that we've seen in the past?
This is a complete ineffective counter, rather. And why do I say that? Because it is the NDA which is now being projected, because all these years, Mr. Modi had forgotten the NDA. And now the various parties that they have taken into the NDA recently, and of course, we know all the corrupt people who are part of this, this entire group and this ND alliance, is clearly out there to tell people that yes, we are an alliance, because Mr. Modi is very scared that, what is going to happen after the elections, because he knows very well he's in such a weak position today that after elections, when he doesn't get the numbers, those who are standing with him as part of the NDA are all going to fritter away. And if we take the example of what happened in Maharashtra, that is exactly what is going to happen, in the coming times. And Mr. Modi obviously is trying to do some damage control and send out some messages, but he's also showing that he is at his weakest. And why do I say that? Because since 2002, I would say that he has projected himself as a very strong leader, and after 2014, he showed weakness, but in 2019, after Pulwama happened, he asked for votes in the name of the martyrs, and that is why the country stood with him. And all of us stood with our government as far as our martyrs were concerned. But today, what we are seeing is something that we haven't seen in the last 10 years. Where was the NDA? Why was it not there? This show of strength of the entire ND alliance, it wasn't there in 2019 during his nomination either. So it's very clear that he knows that he is weak, and he's only trying to use use his interviews with various media persons and this show of so-called strength to prove that he's in an okay position.
All right, let's get a response from Jasmine Sandavalia. Jasmine Sandavalia, what was the messaging, according to you, from Varanasi of course, the roadshow of the Prime Minister? Today, many NDA leaders also present to support the Prime Minister in his nomination, and your response also to Sujata Paul of the Congress's points.
Well, it's a moment of great triumph for the BJP, and it is a great day for us because for the third time, our party has always stood committedly with Mr. Modi, and we believe that it is Mr. Modi who has led the country for a decade, and he has gone to file his nomination paper. And when the Congress spokesperson says that it is at his weakest moment, no, I would like to correct her. It is his moment of great glory and triumph that he is standing there today tall, one of the tallest leaders that India has produced since 1947, or maybe earlier also, I would say. He's one of our tallest leaders. And if I may correct the Congress spokesperson, NDA or our Prime Minister has had the vision to always take its allies along with it. And it is a moment of great pride for us that all our ally partners were standing tall with us, committed to our ideology, committed for a better India. And India is a mother of democracy. And today we prove to the people that our ally partners will stand with us. While on the other hand, if you notice, our opposition, they cannot even marshal two different political leaders together to go and file their papers. So they are a divided house. Let them not. In fact, it isn't from the point of weakness that they're saying that this is not a moment of triumph for us. It is a great moment for us, and we shall do the third hat trick.
Okay, let me take that across to Deshat Nigam as well. Deshat Nigam, obviously the BJP relying a lot on its NDA partners, from Chandrababu Naidu to Jayant Chaudhary to Chirag Paswan and Pashupati Paras to, of course, also Conrad Sangma. You know, from the south to north to east, everyone was represented. Praful Patel also there, of course, from the west. Do you believe, A, that the NDA is looking solid in this election? Do you believe these are formidable partners that the BJP has managed to stitch alliances with? And also, what was the messaging, according to you, of what was taking place in Varanasi? Because, you know, a lot of things in politics are done for optics, as we saw today.
Yes, Uday. In fact, NDA is a unified alliance, which is very clear because it has already been established, and during the last 5 years, what we had seen also, even in the parliament, the voting pattern also shows that this is a very unified alliance. Therefore, what we see and the optics we saw in Varanasi was wonderful. The kind of road shows that we see with the Prime Minister, it has gone beyond voting. It is no more about voting now. It is about the emotional connect and the see people, you know, spontaneously being there, whatever the other parties or the opposition parties say, but the spontaneous sea of humanity for the road shows, and there is a qualitative difference, although in numbers also, huge numbers, when you see the Prime Minister is there in the road shows. The qualitative difference that I have seen with the road shows of the Congress or some of the opposition parties is something, you see the emotion is missing in those road shows. There could be numbers and some there could not be numbers, but the kind of emotional connect that we have seen of the Prime Minister with the people in those road shows, whether it is north, south, east, west, those are phenomenal, and that is what creates a wave. That emotional connect creates a wave. And this is what we have seen. Unified NDA is obviously a bad news for the other side, and believe me, there is a tsunami on the ground. Those people who are disconnected with the ground are saying BJP is going to get less numbers. But as I have said on your channel, I have already predicted that they are going to very comfortably cross the previous numbers and cross 400. NDA will cross 400. So instead of, getting into the numbers, who's there, who's not there, the emotional connect that we see from the people, and in absolute numbers in first 3 phases, the voters have gone up. Maybe 2 to 3% the vote has gone down, but in absolute numbers, the number of voters have gone down. Even in phase 4, as of now, it is less than 1% difference. So, and when the real figures come, it may cross. The real, the areas that are going to vote for in the next 5, 6, 7th election phase are BJP's strongholds, and therefore BJP comfortable. My predictions are going to be all right.
Okay. Let me get in Gyanendra Mishra as well for his take. Gyanendra Mishra, you heard what Mr. Nigam had to say. You can, of course, respond to him. He believes the scale of the roadshow that we saw in Varanasi was nothing like we've seen before, nothing like any opposition leader could achieve so far in the Lok Sabha election. Do you agree with him? And also, as far as the NDA versus India debate is concerned, Whose show of strength are you more impressed with?
So obviously, when you look at it in the terms of pomp and show, obviously it was a spectacular show. But in my view, it is in a kind of a reflection on the stress that the BJP and its allies are now feeling about the outcome of the election. We all know that when the election started, everybody was expecting BJP to perform well and its allies to perform well. But as the election has progressed, there is seemingly a huge, concern in the ruling dispensation about even retaining the seats that they have today. And therefore, today's show of strength in the Varanasi is a kind of a reflection for a moral boosting, not only for BJP but its allies as well. And therefore, everybody was summoned to be present in the Prime Minister's nomination. Obviously, see, that's the BJP's strategy, what it wants to do about the way it wants to project the Prime Minister's nomination and make a big show out of it. But on the one hand, you see the people, the BJP and its allies are talking about that we are comfortable for getting the 400 seats. But on the other hand, the kind of efforts that now you see, more in terms of, the polarization, more in terms of putting, the extra effort in terms of, taking along the allies, giving importance to allies, speaking everybody, requesting everybody to speak in the same language, is a reflection that there is some shaking in the confidence of the ruling dispensations about their performance in the coming Lok Sabha. And, the people at the ground who are reporting at the ground is clearly speaking and predicting that it will be very difficult for BJP even to maintain its, the last tally, the seats, and BJP they come down, somewhere around 250 to 240. Because, when the BJP and its supporters talk about that BJP and its ally, BJP alone is getting more than 350 seats, and with ally it is crossing 400. You see, it seems very, it looks like very clear that this argument or this assertion is completely devoid of merit and commitment. See, if you ask anybody that from where these 50 more seats are coming, because when you look at all the important northern and eastern states, the BJP has performed at its best. This strike rate is almost above 80%. And nobody would tell that the performance of the BJP government is such that people are going to vote more than what they have voted for BJP in 2019. There is an almost a clear understanding, even when you talk to BJP leaders off record, they'll tell you that there are states like Bihar, there are states like Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, and even in some part of UP, where it will be very difficult for the BJP to repeat its performance of 2019. And BJP is going to lose some seats here and there without any clear indication or assertion from where those seats will be compensated. Because even people is talking about, as far as the Karnataka is concerned, Telangana is concerned, BJP will not be able to maintain its previous elections tally without any seemingly gain in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So therefore, the question, that I basically trying to grapple with, that when you say that BJP is almost, touching up 350 and with ally crossing 400, and if you ask to give the data from which states they believe that those 40 more seats is coming, there would be no answer, I am very sure. But if you ask from where they are losing seats, which states where they have performed, almost at the top level, there everybody would say that yes, in these few states, BJP is going to lose some, substantive number of seats without any corresponding clear gain in any other state where it has not performed so well. So you may create in pomp and show, using your machinery, using your, position, summoning your allies to be present. But at the ground reality and the way the voters are feeling about...
Okay. Let's get a response from Deshrat Nigam, then I'll go back to Sujata Paul. Yes, Ms. Nigam.
Yes, let me tell you one thing. Mr. Gyanen Mishra is slightly confused about the number of seats that BJP is going to get. The fact remains that BJP is already, as per our reports, BJP is already sweeping the north side and improving the tally in West Bengal, number one party in West Bengal, number one party in Odisha, Telangana and Andhra. These are the humongous gains. And if the South, the trend is showing in the South, in Karnataka, obviously they will turn out to be one of the biggest chunk, and you will be surprised. And the gain, the amount of gain that we are talking about, Chhattisgarh is a foregone conclusion for BJP, including Madhya Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, humongous number of seats they are getting. Above 70, that's a conservative about. And therefore, today what we see, BJP is very comfortably placed, and the phases to come are, believe me, are wonderful. The NDA is going to get majority in the fourth phase itself, and BJP will get majority on its own in the fifth phase. Mark my words. This is my estimate. Uday.
Sujata Paul.
To listen to these weak, feeble attempts at mustering a victory only in imagination, because like Mr. Modi has been talking only about the M word, but the M word only related to mutton and machli, Musalman, Mandir, Masjid, and he forgot the women of Manipur, he forgot the Mahilas, he forgot, so many other things, Mehengai. And let me also tell you that I have spent 4.5 months on the ground in Telangana. So I know exactly how people are thinking. And of course, when you are in a particular place and you're working on the ground, then you see phases and you see, different parties working, and you understand what is happening. But let me also remind Mr. Deshratan Nigam that you cannot get more seats in Haryana, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh than what you have already got. In UP, of course, 62 out of 80. Then if you look at Bihar, look at the number of seats that they've ceded to their ally over there. So the fact is that I come from Uttarakhand, and there were villages that used to vote for the BJP, and they have boycotted the elections this time. And the Ankita Bandari case has really been important. The paper leak issue, people are, because they have been suffering all these years, people are not talking. And I said on the, when the first phase was happening, on that day also I was saying that there is a very strong undercurrent. I can't make out what is happening. But as the elections have proceeded, we have seen what exactly we are talking about. But yes, when you talk about the last 75 years not having a great leader, I am amazed. We got freedom because of these great leaders, and what an insult the BJP spokesperson has inflicted on all those people who got us our freedom, because she feels.
But do you believe, that the optics of Kashi, the massive roadshow that we saw yesterday, the show of strength today, has set the tone and tenor for the next three phases? Is that something that the opposition will have a tough time competing with?
All noise and no fury. And why do I say it? Of course, it was spectacular, the grand show, and Mr. Modi is a master at that. So all that pomp and show could only show us somebody who was pompous, but not somebody with ground connect, with people connect. Because when you are talking about Mr. Modi's popularity, of course he was popular. Of course, people believed in his promises, which turned out to be jumlas. But one important thing, mother of democracy, isn't that what they keep saying? Remember that when mother of democracy is autocracy, that is where that is where democracy will spring from. So Mr. Modi has given us an autocratic rule, and that is where democracy is going to come back and get established.
Well, I'm not going to ramble on like the Congress spokesperson has gone ahead, but I'm going to defeat her facts just 2 or 3 times on two main issues. First of all, when she says that Modi has done nothing for women, I'm only going to say that Modi is one prime minister who has gotten the women reservation bill. This was started by Rajiv Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi was the longest serving president of the party, and this was never initiated by her. Never. She never pursued the bill that it should be passed. Then she says, no, I never interrupted her, so she should not. She should show me the same courtesy. Then when she says pomp and show, it is not Madam Pomp and Show. It is our sheer strength. We believe in our allies. Our allies are standing strong with us. It is your divided house. It is an absolutely divided house. And when you say that he does not connect with the people, here is a prime minister who talks in a lingo which an average Indian understands, while Rahul Gandhi has even gone on saying that how much is 1 liter of wheat. Now, there is a huge disconnect between your leaders and our leader. Here is somebody who has risen up from the ground, who understands what it is to be poor, who understands what are the ramifications to be poor and lower middle class, and he has catered to them. So to say that we have put up a show, yes, it is a show of strength, it is a show of might, it's a show of triumph that India believes in Narendra Modi. And I rest my case.
Yes, Sudha.
Can I come in? Yes. You know, I must tell the BJP spokesperson that when there's a slip of tongue, there is also a 5-ton that came from Amit Shah. But from the Prime Minister at the World Economic Forum, he said that there were 600 crore people in India who had voted for him. Can you answer why he said that? Women's reservation bill will come when? After 10 years? After 15 years? By that time, the present generation of leaders, are they going to be implementing it? Very important. This is the Prime Minister whose lingo includes घुसपैठिए, whose lingo includes बहुत सारे बच्चे पैदा करने वाले, when he himself is part of 6 siblings or 7 siblings, whatever. नाली से gas निकालना, when he should have been encouraging people to think about scientific temper and encouraging people on that. But he is the
because a lot of analysts have said, Sujata Paul, that it's the women who actually who turn out to support the Prime Minister and the BJP. We saw that in the assembly elections. Why do you believe that will change this time?
I'll tell you why. Because they are reeling under the pressures of Mehngai, and when he tells Rajasthan that you're going to get gas cylinders for 500 rupees, why can't I get a gas cylinder for 500 rupees? Why do I have to pay 822? Why are our children not getting jobs? Why are 30 lakh government jobs lying vacant in the central government?
Well, she had, in a prior conversation, said that BJP is an autocracy. What did Indira Gandhi do to this country? I'm quoting from history. What did she do? She imposed emergency on India. Are we talking about autocracy here? Why, look at what BJP has done. BJP is the only political party which has given justice to a minority, to the Sikhs. And what did you do in 1984? Please do check your history and your historical facts and then come and say anything against the BJP.
If you talk about 1984, I will remind you of 2002.
It's very easy to talk about.
I will remind you of 2002. What happened in Gujarat? Can you answer that? Have some shame. You talk about Indira Gandhi. She is the one who divided Pakistan into 2 parts. So she changed the geography of this country. She didn't go around changing names. You are the one. Your Prime Minister, not the Prime Minister of the country, encourages Prajwal Revanna, a rapist, a mass rapist has been promoted by you. Ved Bhushan Charan Singh, you are in his Charan because you want to bring down Yogi Adityanath. That is the truth. That is the truth. What action have you taken against Prajwal Revanna? You answer that. Why is Prajwal Revanna absconding? Why was he allowed to leave the country? You will not be able to answer because you stand with rapists. That is what the BJP stands for.
Okay. Well, we've run out of time. We're going to have to leave it at that. Gyanendra Mishra, last word to you, 30 seconds. I have to slip into a break then.
As I said, Uday, I think we are, when you look at it, this 10 years of anti-incumbency, the united oppositions now, standing with full strength against the ruling dispensation, the diminishing aura of the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, his failure to performance on multiple aspects of the governance. And if you say that these things will have no impact on the people are totally oblivious of these developments, and rather you are telling that the people are going to vote and repose confidence in a greater way in the ruling dispensation and the BJP government, I find this argument highly unpalpable from my understanding of the politics and the mood of the electorate. I believe that this election is going to really throw some interesting result. It is a great and interesting elections to be watched for. Very difficult for anybody to predict the outcome. But yes, there are this time no wave, and there is a real fight on each and every seats where the ruling dispensation and the opposition alliance is fighting. So we will have to wait and watch the result of outcome, and it may really surprise the country. That's my estimation.
Okay. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.